Just what you said, we brought it from the beginning, and that's important for us. That's something that we need to stick with, being the team to throw the first punch and, not putting ourselves in those situations that we had the first game where we were, backtracking the whole game.
I want to ask about also you and Klay. It looked like on the sideline,
Mm-hmm.
you guys started chatting, and then it went from that to something beyond that. Just take me through what happened.
Just two competitors. In my post-game interview, I said it. I love Klay Thompson. I have for a really long time, but that doesn't excuse us from being competitive and talking to each other. I've always admired his game. How he plays on both sides of the ball, and obviously the rings speak for themselves. But like I said, I'm gonna bring it every time.
What do you think led to him just going there? Like he got far more upset than you did.
Just having a tough night. I think everything plays into that. It's frustration. I've been there before, and what they have. They have the 4 rings, so they're gonna use that in all the trash talk, rightfully so, respectfully. But that don't have nothing to do with competing.
You kind of touched on this, what you said, trash talk with the rings. Like what specifically was said during your guys' back and forth?
They have 4 rings. They repeat it over and over, and they do. And they do.
So was that fueling like you even more like, okay, you want to go there?
No, we're like, I said respectfully, I admire his game, but we're 2 different players. And we play a different brand of basketball and different type of basketball. So if anybody's trying to do any type of comparison, there's nothing there.
How do Monty said he was pleased. There was like 7 technicals there in like 5 minutes, but he kind of praised you guys for keeping your cool. And, during all that chaos was when you guys built your lead. Were you proud of the team that was able, that you guys were kind of the ones that kept your cool tonight?
Yeah. That's important for us. We have an emotional team. We have a competitive team top to bottom. And, history speaking, we've got in those situations and, kind of been sporadic and all over the place. So, to go together as a team, bring it all in and just keep hooping. And that's what we did.
Look, do you sense nationally that people are kind of writing the Suns off? I know it's game 4, but does any of that play into wanting to not beat the defending champs here?
No, everybody should want to beat the defending champs. Regardless of what they say, we have a tight group in-house that, we lean on each other and, we block out the outside noise. So, obviously people are going to say that with, how we went out last year, but, that's just life. We just keep moving forward and keep getting better. That's all you can do.
Look, there's been a weird energy since starting the first game against the Mavericks, being scheduled the first game after the playoff loss. But since then, it seems like you guys are finding yourselves again and being able to put that behind you. Do you feel that way, or is it just that we're thinking we see that?
Yeah, we're not going to let one bad night, define our careers. And looking at it, there was only one winner last year, and nobody else did. So everybody fell short of the goal except, for Golden State, obviously. So, that's not the time to pack up the bags and retire from losing one game. We're going to keep moving forward, and we're going to keep playing.
You talked about throwing the first one, so how'd you like the way DeAndre set the tone from the jump?
Yeah, I like that a lot. He got to the free throw line a couple times. He was playing the pocket, and then once he caught it, he was making an aggressive move. They tend to go, a 5-out offense with 5 guards, with Draymond at the 5, and I think that's the one we have to just take advantage with our size. And DeAndre and Jock both did really well with that tonight.
That's what we were talking a few minutes ago, but he probably is the most complete player in the league right now. Does it feel like you're entering a different zone at this point? I know you've been in the zone before, but as far as the way the game's breaking down and scoring from all 3 areas of the game.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get better at my craft and perfect my craft. And, as you guys know, there's no perfecting this game. So, it's a ongoing pursuit for life. Even when I'm retired and done, I'm still going to be hooping. My dad still plays every day, 4 times a week. It's in our blood. And that's the beauty of this game. You can't perfect it. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Starts with transition. We had several bad transition defensive plays tonight early. We got that cleaned up a little bit, but then the fouling. A lot of the fouling is because we're late on rotations. If you're a half step late in this league, then the opponent is too good. They're going to be at the rim, and your only chance is to try to be physical, and you end up fouling. So those are the two main things. But there's just a lack of intensity, physicality, whatever you want to call it. We've given up 70 points in halves 3 games in a row. I don't think that's ever happened to the Warriors, even when Nelly was coaching. So, no offense, Nelly. He's not watching. Spoke a big one.
Speaking of the 90s, that we played in that 90s era. So, the third quarter with the 6 technique went through 4 minutes of that. Physical and verbal jousting remind you of that 90s style of basketball?
That didn't come to mind.
It didn't come to mind, but does it kind of resemble in that time that you came up?
It's a different game, and I've been involved in so many games where there's a bunch of technicals, where guys are unhappy or guys are kind of losing control, including the coach. And so it happens.
What do you say to Klay after a game like this? Like, obviously he's growing frustrated. He's had to be patient for 2.5 years. And just how do you help?
One thing I will remind Klay of, if I don't do it personally, maybe he'll read this, but he's had plenty of slow starts in his career. I remember several years where he really struggled from the 3-point line the first 4 or 5 games. But Klay he cares so much about the game, about his own impact on our team. He wants it so badly, and he's trying to force everything right now. He's just trying too hard, but he's done that many times, even before the injuries. So I'll remind him of that. We got 78 games to go. He's going to be fine. Our team's going to be fine, but we have a lot of work. He's got a lot of work ahead. As his conditioning comes back, he's got to get over the hump. And we have a ton of work to do defensively. We're not good right now.
First, like you said, there's a ton of work to do collectively.
All right, that was Steve Kerr there. And one of the big things he said about Klay Thompson was that some of the frustration Klay has been feeling with his minutes restriction and status of his game came out tonight and played a role in his ejection. And we kind of all got the sense of that, Monty. Yeah. Not only the poor shooting night, 1 for 8, 0 for 5 for the 3-point line, but not being able to get into his regular rhythm. He's farther behind than the rest of the guys as it comes to the regular season and getting ready for the stretch run.
Yeah, you look at Klay's journey,
hindsight. And so I understand that he can bring it back together. I just have never seen this fiery Klay before. And so for me, honestly, it got me excited. I hate that he got ejected because I feel like that second half he was really going to go crazy. But I want to see what happens next game. After a game like this where he gets fired up and he gets ejected, I always know Klay to be someone who bounces back well.
He had great looks tonight, too.
Yeah, he did. And that's what bugs him more than anything else. He's got good looks. Shot probably feels good, but it's not going in. But again, Klay has kind of been simmering. He got on Ronnie 2K's case. He got on a reporter's case because somebody insinuated he might retire. Klay has kind of been, he's been a little itchy so far. So it'll pass, and it'll pass when his shot comes back to where it needs to be.
Klay was chirping at Devin